Hey everyone, it's Carissa Wiley at sprinkledwithglitter.com. Thanks for joining me today. Today I am sharing a fun little mini card for Easter featuring brand new products from Pretty Pink Posh. I love this card and I love the little holder dies like this bunny holder die from Pretty Pink Posh that's featured on this card. This also comes in a dog and a fox, but look at this adorable bunny holder. And the best part about this is it cuts those little arms that kind of open up where you can slide things in. Now this is a look at the Easter holder add-on, and this is available for the bunny, or you could use it with the fox or the dog as well. There are also other holder edition die sets available at Pretty Pink Posh that feature different themes from birthday and Valentine's to more. So you can check those out if you decide to head on over to Pretty Pink Posh to look at this brand new release. Now I'm going to start with some of the dies and die cut them out of various colors of cardstock. I like to kind of snip down little squares of cardstock to use when I'm die cutting multiple dies out of different colors of cardstock. It just makes the process go a little faster because I can put many colors of cardstock and many dies onto my platform at one time and run those all through my die cut machine. Now I'm going to start out with all of the die cutting first, and then I'll do some assembly. Here you can see I have my little base of my bunny, and I'm just using some liquid glue to adhere the additional pieces. Now for the tail, I actually die cut two of the little tail pieces and kind of stacked them up to add a little shadow and dimension, and then the belly will go right there in the middle. I've die cut the nose from the light pink cardstock and the mouth from the darker gray cardstock, and I'm adhering that with some liquid glue. And then I'm adhering on the whiskers, which are cut from a fog cardstock. By the way, I will have links to all the colors of cardstock that I used in the YouTube description below. So if you're looking for a particular color, you can check that list out below. Now to add a little shading, I grabbed some Copic markers. Now you could do this with like some ink blending, but I thought these warm gray Copic markers might be the best way to add little bits of shading here and there. I'm adding it kind of where the shadows would be on my bunny, but I'm not one of those people that cares too much about light sources. I'm just making some little shadow areas where they make sense to me to kind of bring this bunny to life a little bit. It gives it a little dimension and it gives it a little life. Now, once I'm done with my bunny, I'm going to take the Easter holder additions and I'm going to die cut those from several colors of cardstock. I have this really beautiful pink colored cardstock, which is a little darker than the pink that I actually used on my bunny. I also have a beautiful orchid color and this Seaside color. Again, I'm just doing my best to cut out as many pieces as I can with one pass of my die cut machine, and then I'll set those aside so I can assemble those in just a bit. There are a couple of different bow options in this Easter holder add-on die set, and I chose this little bow to put up on her ear. I thought that was so adorable, but you could choose a bow tie instead. And I'm also using the grass border die and die cutting it from some Sprout cardstock. This is a little bit narrow, so I did end up cutting a little bit larger piece so that I could trim it down as needed. Now to adhere the miniature eggs into the basket, I just added a little bit of liquid glue on the back side of this basket that I die cut from some craft cardstock. And I'm using a little pickup tool or a perfect picker tool to kind of nudge everything into place. Then I'm gonna flip it over, add a little more liquid glue and add this pink egg with my tweezers there. I'm just kind of arranging my basket as I see fit. I'll also eventually add a little carrot in my basket as well. Now for the bow, I'm again using liquid adhesive to adhere it up on that upper right hand ear. And then this is where I'm adding my little carrot, adding some liquid glue to the back side. And then I like to turn these over and look at them from the front side so that I can get everything positioned just right. So now that I have my basket ready, I will trim down my grass border here, and I'm just using a mini trimmer for this, and I'm just trimming it wide enough to kind of fit within this eyelet rectangle. And this is a die set from Pretty Pink Posh from a previous release, but I thought these eyelet rectangles were perfect for a springtime and Easter card. Now that I have several of my elements ready, I'm going to go ahead and prepare my sentiment. And this stamp is from the Easter Greetings stamp set. There's also a coordinating die set that I'll use to die cut that out. I'm mounting this in my Misty stamping tool, and I placed some white cardstock in my Misty stamping tool. I inked this up with some Tide Pool ink, and then I'm stamping that down onto my white cardstock. I love these scripty little greetings, and I love a greeting that I can die cut out. And so this I thought was the perfect sentiment for this cute little mini card. I decided to trim down another piece of that grass border, just a little bit shorter than that one in the back, and I'm placing that onto the front of that other grass border, just using some tape runner adhesive to adhere that down. When I added these grass borders onto my card front, I just used the tape runner adhesive towards the bottom so that I could then tuck in some of these larger die cut eggs. You can see I'm just kind of nudging them over into the position that I want them in, and then I'm gonna leave them in place and just kind of tilt them up a little bit and add some liquid glue behind them. I am sorry about my voice. It is going in and out, and let me tell you, I do not feel sick. But I have lost my voice somehow, and sometimes it works just fine, and then other times it just decides to give out. So we'll see how long it takes for my voice to come back in completely. But in the meantime, I'm going to adhere my sentiment. It's stacked up twice with a plain white die cut behind it. And then my little bunny I am adding on to this eyelet rectangle using some foam adhesive. Now I decided to add a little color behind this eyelet rectangle, so I am trimming a piece of chiffon cardstock to 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 inches, and I will place the eyelet rectangle on to this chiffon cardstock using some foam adhesive. You could skip the foam adhesive here if you wanted to. This is just giving the card a little more dimension. And for my card base, I started with a standard A2 size card base, but I am trimming it down to 3 1/2 by 4 1/2 inches. So basically I'm just making up my own card size. And just let me remind you that there are no rules about this, about a proper card size or having to be a proper card size. If you find that another size card works for you, which it did in this case, then just make the card fit what you're going for. This will still fit in a standard A2 size envelope, so I'm not worried about it, but most of my cards I hand out in person anyway. I added my basket with some liquid glue to the bunny's left hand, which is my right side, and then I finished my card off by adding just a line of Stickles glitter glue along some of these eggs to give them a little bit of shine. I thought that was a fun way to bring in a little shine to this card. And I also used a tonic shimmer pin to add just a little bit of shimmer around the bunny's belly and her cheeks as well. And that is going to finish off my adorable Easter mini card. I just really wanted to encourage you to kind of break out of the bounds of a standard A2 card and try something a little bit different. This ended up being a 3 1/2 by 4 1/2 inch card, which worked perfectly with these dies. And I hope you'll give a non-standard size card a try when you're crafting next time. As always, I will have links to the featured products used in this project in the YouTube description below. So if you're looking for something in particular, be sure you check there. Or you can head on over to my blog at sprinkledwithglitter.com. Over there, you'll find more still shots, more information, and a complete list of supplies. Also, you'll want to be sure to head on over to my Instagram today because this post or this card is a part of an Instagram hop happening there, celebrating this brand new release from Pretty Pink Posh. There's lots of inspiration and prizes to be had, so I hope you'll join me over there. You'll find that link in the YouTube description below. As always, I want to say thanks so much for stopping by and hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed this project, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notifications here so you don't miss any of my card making and paper craft video tutorials, as well as my Carissa Crafts live stream broadcasts. Thanks again for joining me. Stay tuned for more card inspiration coming with this Pretty Pink Posh release. And until next time, I hope you have a fabulous day.